He's allowing Mike Tyson to trap him in the corner.
The already twisted Paul Tyson match has just become crazier with the wildcard entry of the well-known bear lover Joe Rogan.
No.
He wants to fight Mike, I think.
Why?
But thankfully, he isn't going to join the match from either the Paul or Tyson side, but rather demands the fight to be cancelled. At least there is someone who finds this event as insane and senseless as I believe. The ex-UFC host and podcaster Joe Rogan has shown his concern regarding the boxing match between the duo that's going to be telecasted live on Netflix. More importantly, even as a combat sports analyst, he had the same WTF reaction as your average Joe when he first heard about the news from the wrestler Ric Flair.
I'll tell you what, the one thing he doesn't want to do is fight Mike.
Joe defines Jake Paul as the person who has conned people into thinking that he is just a YouTuber and nothing more than a gimmick guy. He has created a persona around himself and knows how to go viral as an internet celebrity that he is, and his persona gives him a great advantage in doing so.
Paul is a YouTube guy and watch him box.
Yeah.
The kid can fight. 100%.
In order to understand how good he is, people need to pull off their biased lenses and look at him with reference to what he serves in the ring. Paul's fight against Tommy Fury, which resulted in a loss for Paul and his stats leading to 9-1, is a testament to his fighting prowess, especially if you put into perspective the fact that the fight was based on a split decision against a legit undefeated fighter. In Joe Rogan's own words, "Kid can fight 100%. However, when it comes to fighting the Mike Tyson, there is no way he believes that Jake can get an edge over him.
I don't give a fuck if he's 55. That's still Mike Tyson.
As this is not just another 57-year-old guy who was once at the top of his fighting career and is now way past his prime. Although it has been almost 4 years, which is a fair amount of time since Iron Mike had his last bout, an exhibition match against Roy Jones Jr., which resulted in a draw. He still trains with the MMA legend Rafael Cordero, who runs the King's Mixed Martial Arts and is a world-renowned trainer. The power showcased by Mike in the training videos of him surfacing online talks a lot about his physical fitness, even at this point in his life, and the way he smashes through those mitts held by Rafael in the video with his sheer power. In Joe's words, I would say, that guy can still fuck you up. And before Mike does anything to Jake, make sure that you hit that subscribe button to keep getting regular updates, especially after July 20th. In one of the videos, trainer Rafael can be seen pointing out his injuries and saying, "This is what sometimes happens when you play with fire," which should be a pretty terrifying comment for whoever is going to face this 57-year-old Mike next.
Today was the day, you know? Play with fire, sometimes happen.
But this is just not it. Joe further adds about the measures that Mike takes in order to stay in shape and what he and his team did when going against Roy Jones Jr. with the hormone replacement and vitamin stuff, along with electrical stimulations to get those muscle reflexes. And that's basically what you term as state-of-the-art science. Like hell, those words sound scary to me even individually, and I have no idea what wonders they could collectively do to a human body. Another thing that shouldn't be forgotten here is that Roy himself is counted as one of the greatest ever, especially known for his left hook, which was so much of a trademark move for him that it gained him a left-hand bicep almost twice the size of the right one. His speed and accuracy are a spectacle to ogle at.
Yeah, Roy in his prime was something really special. His speed and his timing and everything.
I mean, if he did so much to fight his way through the match against an old Roy, I can't even fathom at what heights he might be about to go to defeat this delusional young guy. Honestly, at this point, I am becoming concerned for Jake's health more than the old guy. Many other fighters from around the world have poured in their views on this matchup. The former UFC champion Conor McGregor added his 2 cents by saying that he would have liked it if the matchup of Paul was with someone his own age like McGregor himself, instead of Tyson, which sounds very strange to him.
It's a bit strange, you know. The interest is low and I don't know.
Well, I might say that even though McGregor might have enjoyed that matchup with himself, it would have meant a far more foreseeable and pre-explanatory defeat for Jake, pulls apart from the present nature where people are in a confused and frenzied state, taking sides on the basis of what they consider to be the deciding factor in the fight. Regardless, McGregor is skeptical of the match, for in his view, it is probably being set up just for entertainment purposes and doesn't hold any real value. It is also possible that the Mike we might see inside the ring may not be his terrifying self, but rather a bummed-down version. But whatever goes on inside the ring, the Flames will surely be seen in the pre-match events, since they both possess that trash talker image to give rise to enough viewership and marketing. Indian boxer Niraj Goyat, whose fight with Jake Paul is also being forecasted for later this year and is known to hold a big enough grudge against Paul, also jumped on the bandwagon and gave his honest opinion on the fight. According to him, even though he himself reveres Tyson as his hero, the result of the fight between the duo can still not be certainly foretold due to the declining health of Tyson and Paul nearing his prime. However, all of these opinions do not matter as much as those of the Big Daddy Mike Tyson himself. In a podcast with Joe Rogan, he was asked as to what his reaction was when he first got the news of being challenged by this problem child.
When you get challenged by someone who's a guy like a Jake Paul, does that piss you off? Is it part of it?
Did that not piss him off? To which Mike had a rather interesting answer. Unlike your general comments of publicity stunts or aggressive retaliation thoughts.
No, it doesn't. I think it's awesome.
You think it's awesome?
Yeah, I think it pisses me off. I think it's cool.
He found it awesome. Moreover, Mike adds on to the lore with his experience of when he first met Jake. Contrary to what meets the public eye, according to Mike, Jake always considered himself as that one strong guy and applied his ideology of living life in his day-to-day chores, but lacked a good personality.
He always got everything right and perfect, but he didn't have a good personality.
He lived by the motto of being perfect and strong until reality hit him hard when he almost lost to a good-for-nothing guy who had all the ill traits in him as a person but had a personality, almost juxtaposing to Jake. These are the times when one realizes that he can't take himself too seriously no matter what empire or reputation he has built so far. Well, we think there's still some more of that reality that remains to hit Jake yet. Adding on, Mike feels like this was what he was once upon a time when all he could think about was winning, no matter at what cost it came. He wanted to beat somebody so bad that it wasn't even a fun thing to say after a certain point. I mean, we all know how true and scary that is, given the cost of winning can sometimes be your opponent's ear. But now that he has grown past that point, he added some words of wisdom to his speech. When Joe pointed out that amongst all his youthful recklessness, one forgets that life is about enjoying your moments.
What life is about. Life is enjoying moments.
There was no way anything could have prepared me for what profoundness was about to hit me, as Mike replied with, "Life is a balance, and your legacy is not what you accomplish. It is what your children say about you at the end of the day."
Life is a balance, and your legacy is not what you accomplish, it's what your children say about you.
Because they know what you are hiding from the rest of the world and what heart actually beats inside you. Joe sheds light on the ideology that Mike might be following, which resonates with the same energy as that of the famous Japanese warrior Miyamoto Musashi, the author of the Book of Five Rings, where the whole purpose of his life becomes to seek a balance between all the violence and madness around him and the tranquility of nature, while being aggressive on one hand and peaceful on the other. Mike reminisces of the time when he used to put too much of himself behind everything that felt magnificent to him, but when he came back into the real world, it felt disastrous. In conclusion, Jake's efforts, although commendably bold, still seem disrespectful towards the GOAT, while on the other hand, Mike himself never felt the challenge was insulting to him, since he is now way beyond that point and rather found it cool. But whatever the intentions or reactions of the personalities be, we never know what disaster Jake might be about to face. However, what you need to remember is to smash that subscribe button and comment your predictions regarding this insane fight.